I can still feel the rough stones under my hands, the dust clinging to my clothes, the sting of every whisper, every shout. They dragged me through the streets of Jerusalem like I was nothing, a mistake, a shame, a woman who had fallen too far. My heart pounded, my throat burned, my knees ached from being pushed along the hard ground. I couldn't speak, couldn't defend myself. My world had become small, dark, heavy, and every step I took reminded me of how alone I truly was. Every pair of eyes seemed to pierce through me, accusing me, labeling me, and I felt the weight of all the judgment pressing down like stones themselves. I wanted to disappear. I wanted the earth to open beneath me, to swallow me, to hide me from their glares. But then, I saw him. Jesus. He moved calmly through the crowd, and somehow, even from a distance, I could feel his presence. It was different from anything I'd ever known. No anger, no fear, no judgment. Just a stillness that seemed to quiet the noise around me, a warmth that reached even through the heavy tension of the crowd. As they pushed me closer, I could hear the Pharisees shouting, demanding answers, their voices sharp and commanding. "Teacher, this woman was caught in the act. What should we do?" Every word cut me deeper than I could imagine. I could feel the anger, the disgust, the expectation that I should be punished. My body trembled, and my soul shook with fear. I had nothing to defend myself with. I was exposed, completely vulnerable, and I didn't even have the courage to look up. And then I heard his voice, soft, calm, yet carrying power. Let any one of you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her." The words cut through the chaos like sunlight through clouds. Time seemed to slow. The crowd fell silent. Stones froze mid-air in hands that had been so eager to strike. And in that silence, I felt a flicker of hope. Hope I hadn't felt in years, maybe ever. Could mercy truly exist in a world so ready to condemn? He knelt down then, and his fingers traced the dust beneath him. 4. I could see the sunlight catching the lines he wrote, but I didn't need to read them. I could feel their meaning in my chest. Each line seemed to whisper, "You are seen. You are more than your mistakes. You are not defined by their anger or shame." My heart thumped in a strange rhythm, fear and hope tangled together. Could it be true? Could someone truly look at me and see beyond all that I had done? I noted, the stones falling one by one. Old men, young men, they all let them drop. The clatter echoed, but it wasn't harsh, it was freeing. Slowly, the crowd began to disperse, each person realizing something I hadn't dared to hope for. They weren't without sin themselves. I had been carrying this burden alone for so long, but in that moment, it wasn't just me being spared. All of us being reminded of our own humanity. I dared to look up. Then, Jesus' eyes met mine calm, compassionate, unwavering. 2. There was no accusation there, no disdain, just understanding. "Woman," he said, his voice like a balm on my battered soul, "where are your accusers? Has no one condemned you?" My throat tightened. My voice trembled as I whispered, "No one, Sir May." And then he said it words I would carry in my heart forever. "Neither do I condemn you. Go now and leave your life of sin." Tears streamed down my face. For the first time in years, I could breathe. The weight that had crushed me for so long began to lift. The fear, the shame, the judgment that had followed me like shadows, they began to fade. I was freed. Just from the stones, not just from the crowd, but from the chains of guilt and self-loathing I had carried all my life. Mercy had found me. Grace had reached down and lifted me up in a way I never thought possible. I walked slowly away, each step careful but lighter than it had been in years. The wind whispered across my face, and the sun warmed me in ways that felt almost miraculous. I realized that mercy doesn't excuse sin. It doesn't say, "Go ahead, do it again." No, mercy transforms. It reshapes the heart, lightens the soul, and gives you a chance to walk differently, to live differently. I could feel it deep inside me, this newness of life, a chance to step out of my shame and into purpose. Every time I replay that day in my mind, I can feel it all again, the fear, the pain, the relief, the allure. I remember the moment he rode in the sand, and the crowd dropped their stones. I remember his gaze, his voice, the calm assurance that I mattered, that I was seen, that I was worthy of mercy. And I know, even now, that I carry that grace with me wherever I go. Even after I left that place, walking under the sun, I could feel it. The world might judge, the world might point stones, but His mercy is louder than their voices. His love is stronger than their anger. And His grace is unending. That is the lesson I take with me every day, even when the world condemns you. Even when your past tries to chain you down, mercy will find you. I walk through life differently now, not because I'm perfect, but because I have been touched by something far greater than judgment, far greater than shame. I have been touched by love, by grace, by forgiveness that restores, and I will never forget. He knelt in the dust, He rode in the sand, and He showed me mercy when no one else would. I can still feel it in my chest, the warmth that grows stronger every time I remember. The stones may fall, the crowd may shout, but His mercy will always lift you up.